All right. Teddy Atlas and Bernard Hopkins add their 2 cents into who they think is going to win the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. So let's talk about that, man, in this video. I don't know how to take Teddy Atlas, man. That's kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's talk about it in this video. All right, man. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Fanon International Boxing Channel. Okay, so we are just about, man, we're 21 days out. We're 21 days out from the rematch of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Not fighting for no lineal title. That crap is not on the line. Just hit a buzzer on that one, dog. That ain't on the line. But Deontay Wilder's WBC heavyweight title is on the line. I think it's fair to say the status as being the top heavyweight is on the line, and it's a fight that a lot of people are looking forward to. Looks like it's going to be a really big production. So there are people who are now, giving their predictions of what's going to happen in that fight. 2 of the people that gave predictions are Teddy Atlas and Bernard Hopkins. Now, the predictions that they gave for the fight are real interesting, because on one hand, there's Teddy Atlas, who I'm thinking, man, you probably saying this so that if Deontay Wilder doesn't do anything other than what you say, he underperformed. And then you've got Bernard Hopkins, who said something that he would do something if Deontay Wilder lost. And as much as I want Deontay Wilder to win, I couldn't help but sit there and think to myself, man, it wouldn't be bad to have Bernard Hopkins have to follow through on that. So what are these things that I'm talking about? Before I do that, though, I want to say welcome to the channel, everybody. If you are not subscribed, please accept my invitation to subscribe. Also, thank you to everybody that supports on the Patreon. We've got Fanon Reacts going on several times a week. I think you'll really enjoy that series. We also have Rewatch the series over there, where we go through new and old fights. So a lot of extra bonus material over there on the Patreon. And we got a new series called that's in development called called The Whole Story, and it'll be out there for you for the Patreons. We're really doing a lot on the Patreon channel this year. Thank you to everybody who comes by the live stream and everybody that comes to OG Boxing Talk Sunday mornings, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with myself and my co-hosts. All right, so this is what they said. Teddy Atlas said that he sees Deontay Wilder stopping Tyson Fury in the early rounds. He also could see a stoppage in the later rounds, but Deontay Wilder is the heaviest puncher that in the history of boxing. Now, while giving Deontay Wilder this compliment, he can't help, they can't help but jab him. They can't help but jab him. They say, though what is he? I don't think that he said fundamentally imbecilic, but something like he just basically saying he's got horrible fundamentals, and he's got power. Oh, he's only got power in one hand, which is blatantly not true. But but for that one punch, biggest puncher in history. Now, it's hard for me to fathom somebody cracking harder than Deontay Wilder. It really is. I've watched these guys knock people out, and I don't think Joe Louis hits as hard as Deontay Wilder with one shot. I don't think Ernie Shavers hits as hard as him with one shot. I don't think Mike Tyson has the one punch power Deontay Wilder does. He very well may have the best, and most consistent. If it's not the best, if it's not the strongest, it's the strongest and the most consistent one punch. Single shot that man, watching some of them angles for the knockout of Spilka, for Ortiz, the fact that he knocked down Tyson Fury every time he hit him. Every time he hit him with that right hand clean, and actually brushed the top of his head on the first knockdown. Yeah, I could see with Teddy Atlas, but at the same time, when guys do that, it also seems to me like you're setting up that you're setting up an over expectations for him. And so many people are talking this stuff about how he can't win the fight on a decision and all that stuff. And it just, I don't know, man. Some of that stuff, man, just makes me feel uneasy when Teddy Atlas says that stuff, man. I don't know, man. I just don't trust his motivations on that. Interestingly enough, and Teddy Atlas also talks about the fact that he did get approached by Andy Ruiz, and they're going to be sitting down to talk about training Andy Ruiz. I can say this for 100% sure. If Andy Ruiz has Teddy Atlas training him, you can say goodbye to Andy Ruiz as a serious championship contender in short order. I am not a fan of Teddy Atlas as a trainer, and I do not understand how in the world these guys need somebody to shout at them and treat them like their son. Yeah, that's something that 78 Sports TV said, and it's something that I think is, man, that I co-signed. I just don't get it. So that's the thing that Teddy Atlas said. Now, what Bernard Hopkins talked about was that if Deontay Wilder lost, he's so confident that Deontay Wilder beat Tyson Fury, that if Deontay Wilder does not win that fight, he will not speak for a month. And see, that's where I'm really, man, I'm not that torn. I don't care, man. I want Deontay Wilder to win the fight. I think Deontay Wilder's, and I like Deontay Wilder. I like what Deontay Wilder represents. And honestly, man, I think Tyson Fury's been getting a huge pass. And that just doesn't sit well with me. When I was very supportive of Tyson Fury, when I thought Tyson Fury was getting the shaft, or at least the British Boxing Board of Control weren't making a decision about what they were going to do with him, and they were dragging stuff out. You know what I mean? And was sympathetic for the mental health issues, even the drug issues. Now, I'm not sympathetic about the PED use. And I actually have a video that I might put out on Twitter where you have Tyson Fury all but saying he used PEDs, literally all but letting the words come out of his mouth. So when I saw that interview, which I hadn't seen originally, I was like, man, this dude did use PEDs, because he was in an interview and it was early in his career, and somebody asked him what did he think about performance enhancing drugs in boxing, and his reaction was that everybody does it. And they said, yeah, everybody. Yeah, you don't mean everybody, because that would include you. And then Tyson Fury gave him this look like this, like the look that you say, or like, man, I said everybody. Then he says, I only use cocaine and weed, a little bit of weed, Then he cleaned it up, right? But he cleaned it up with kind of, in a way, like he was overtly cleaning it up. Like, I'm showing you what I'm saying here. No, I meant me. Because he did then eventually test positive for performance enhancing drugs. But before that, I was very sympathetic. Leaning into this fight, dude, I'm not sympathetic, because this whole lineal garbage, the fact that he jumped out of the first fight and then gets 2 fights with very, very easy competition. And he underperformed, and to me, he didn't look like this dominant heavyweight in either one of those fights. Not against Tom Schwartz, nor did he look like some super killer heavyweight against Otto Wallin. He looked bigger and stronger and better than those guys, but those guys aren't top level heavyweights, man. But then again, Tyson Fury is probably, is the type of guy that will fight down. He'll fight down to his competition, but he didn't look exceptional for all of this stuff that he's getting about being the greatest boxer, all that. But, so even though Bernard Hopkins gets on my nerves with some other things he says, I do really appreciate his boxing knowledge, obviously, man, because one of the greatest fighters, one of my favorite fighters that since 1996, man. I've seen him fight in person, man. That dude is rough, man, real rough. But if he wouldn't talk for a little while, man, that might not be bad. But I hope it doesn't come through. Now, what I think about this fight with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury is this. That look, I would pick Deontay Wilder just off the last 2 performances, and how Deontay Wilder looked sharp. He looked ready. He looked sharp. He looked like he got better. He looked like he got better from the last time he fought Luis Ortiz, that he was a better fighter. He looked like when he beat Dominic Breazeale, he did exactly what he was supposed to do with Dominic Breazeale and got Dominic Breazeale out of there quickly. He didn't take a lot of punishment against Luis Ortiz, even though people said he had him down on rounds. But hey, man, he set that dude up and hit him with one of the ugliest straight right hands, not looping, straight down the pike right hands, and looked really good. Tyson Fury, on the other hand, it's the exact opposite, man. He looked like he wound up stopping Tom Schwartz, but Tom Schwartz never hit the deck, man. Never hit the deck. Tyson Fury's just a lot bigger than him, man. Just kind of, you know what I mean? And Tom Schwartz, I just don't think is that good. But he didn't look spectacular in that fight. He didn't look spectacular at all against Otto Wallin, because Otto Wallin was a closer fight than people want to say. Otto Wallin is, open his eye up, man. And there's, of course, this issue of the cuts. But look, that's my take on it. I agree with the outcome, the predicted outcome from Teddy Atlas and Bernard Hopkins. The only difference that I have is I think Deontay Wilder can win a decision. If he's busy in the opening rounds and he really does keep, he really is making sure that he's landing significant punches, and I think jabs to the body, left hooks to the body, right? And he doesn't keep his guard here and just take shots on the gloves, because they count them for him, for Tyson Fury for some reason. But anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Peace.